Today, I found an old electric kettle covered with dirt and rust on the outside. At first glance, it looked like it had been abandoned for a long time. I tried using the power base to test whether it still worked, but there was a problem. The base didn't even fit the kettle. That means this kettle is almost impossible to use in its current state. But instead of throwing it away, I'm going to try repairing it and see if it can work again. First, I remove the outer casing of the electric kettle along with the lid to begin the inspection. Next, I disassemble the power switch of the kettle. After taking a closer look, I noticed that the power switch of this electric kettle is also damaged. After that, I removed the heating plate underneath to fully separate all the parts. For the first cleaning step, I use a paintbrush to sweep away the dust and dirt stuck on the kettle body. This helps remove the surface dirt before dealing with the tougher rust stains. Next, I spray WD-40 around the kettle body to soften and help clean the dirt and rust that have built up over time. After that, I use sandpaper to scrub around the kettle body. This step removes the rust layer, cleans the metal surface, and makes the kettle look cleaner and brighter. Next, I spray another layer of WD-40 over the surface for deeper cleaning and to protect the metal. Finally, I wipe the entire kettle again with a clean cloth. And as you can see, the kettle body looks much cleaner than before. Next, I spray WD-40 onto the base cover of the kettle. After that, I use a clean cloth to wipe the entire surface, removing dirt and long-term stains. In the next step, I repair the kettle's power wiring. First, I wrap electrical tape around the exposed wire at the main connection point. This helps insulate the wire and makes it safer during use. Next, I repeat the same process on the other connection point to make sure the whole wiring system is protected. Here, I prepare 2 small wires to create a new power connection system for the kettle. First, I strip the ends of both wires to expose the copper cores inside. Then, I cut a short piece of heat shrink tubing and slide it onto the wire to prepare for protecting the connection. Next, I twist the wires securely onto the metal contact terminal of the power switch. Finally, I use a lighter to heat the tubing so it shrinks tightly around the connection. Next, I cut a piece of heat shrink tubing to prepare for reconnecting the broken wire. First, I twist one branch of the red wire core with the main power wire of the kettle to restore the power connection. Then, I use a lighter to heat the tubing so it shrinks tightly around the connection. This step protects the joint, makes it stronger, and reduces the risk of short circuits during use. Here, I have an old plug wire, and I will reuse it as the new power cable for the kettle. First, I strip the end of the wire to expose the copper core inside, preparing it for the next connection step. Next, I connect the plug wire to the new wiring system of the kettle. This creates a direct power path from the electrical source into the kettle, replacing the damaged original wiring. After that, I repeat the same process with the blue wire to complete the entire new wiring system. First, I connect the wire to the power switch of the kettle. This restores the main power path through the switch, allowing the kettle to turn on and off normally again. Next, I connect the other end of the wire to the main connection point of the kettle. This connection links the wiring system to the internal heating element, creating a complete electrical path. Connecting the wires directly like this helps ensure a more stable electrical flow and reduces the risk of poor contact from the old worn-out components. Finally, I connect the remaining wire to the power plug cable. This step completes the entire power supply system, allowing the kettle to receive electricity directly from the external power source and work again. After finishing the wiring, I reinstall the power switch back into the kettle body. Next, I reconnect the main power wiring to the kettle base to complete the internal electrical system. Once all the wiring is in place, I reassemble the main outer casing of the kettle. Finally, I reinstall the handle cover to complete the entire repair process. At this point, the kettle has been fully reassembled and is ready for real-world testing. Now, I'm going to test it in real conditions by pouring some water into the kettle. And as you can see, as soon as I turn on the power switch, the water quickly heats up and starts boiling. This shows that the kettle is working normally again and the repair was successful. This test proves that sometimes old devices that seem broken can still be restored if repaired the right way. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to support me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.